Hello. Alrighty. Time for our daily. Time for our daily Dead by Daylight grind. Let's go. Let's remove our super secret build. My super secret no sound build. We are a silly, silly person. And let's put on our super mega OP build. Let's go. Let's do it. Hope all you guys are doing well today. All I can say is, baby, it's cold outside today. It was so windy yesterday. Lots of people. There were over 100-mile-an-hour winds in America. Whew. Lots of people experienced the wind. Whew. I just woke up, so forgive me if I'm a little bit behind. Shooby-dooby. Every time it rains, pennies from heaven, macaroni. Alright, let's go. I keep shutting the door. Every time I shut the door, the dog comes and opens the door to make sure that I'm okay. It's a vicious cycle, I tell you. It's a vicious cycle. For those of you who don't know, I am the Demogorgon songwriter, and I have currently 3 hot tracks. I got a rap, I got 13 Days of DVD Christmas, and yesterday we came out with Hexy Stop Playing Killer Today, which is a parody of the George Jones song, He Stopped Loving Her Today. Hey, good morning, Jacqueline. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. So we have a brand new song in our... and you know the funny thing is, I spent like 5 minutes writing it, recorded it first take no matter what mistake I made, and that stinking video still has more views than like anything else. I don't get it, but I do love Hexy, and he always gets mad at DVD, and he always quits Killer. So I thought the lyrics were rather good for such a short attempt. Let's do our introduction theme song. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but the day seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no fog, and Mama cooked the breakfast with no Claude. I can't believe today was a good day. Let's go, baby. Let's do it. Let's make sure we got everything locked and loaded. It's time to tunnel and face cam. Let's do it. Let's do it up. I am excited. This is game number 221. 221. Mr. Llama's going to do a special stream today, so I was debating when I should stream. I don't want to miss any of it because Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to come out with a new patch, and they're actually going to change things for the better. They're going to change classes and mercenaries and rune words and set items, and they're going to make the game better. So I'm super excited about watching that. I even thought about just watching it on another screen while I play. I'm super excited about that announcement. Yeah, making sure the sound worked and everything. Jacqueline, how are you feeling today? 60%? 65%? Fingers crossed? Oh, I hope you're doing good today. I really do. I'm looking forward to your next stream. Let's go. This is a map that you should never, ever, 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 ever lose on Demogorgon. Now that I said that, this will be the first time I lose it. Isn't that the way things go? Yeah, I saw the survivor down there, but I needed to place the portal. Hey, Dweet, what up, homie? How you doing? Man, this dude zigging and zagging like down, Mr. President. This dude was zigging and zagging, man. It's kind of like the Dave Chappelle joke. He tells him to run in a zigzag pattern. Chappelle show. Yeah, I know you probably can't believe I like Dave Chappelle, but I have a really low sense of humor. A very common sense of humor, if you will. I'm one of the common people. And unfortunately, my sense of humor reflects that 100%. Hey, hey, he's on Death Hook though, that's good. Let's just follow the little breadcrumbs on the ground. Maybe they'll lead us to something good. Yep, there we go. I don't think I can get him all the way to the basement. I'm gonna have to hook him in the middle. 40%? No! No, that's terrible. Oh no, you had a regression. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no. Yeah, I played this team yesterday night who was amazing on RFD. And I was playing No Kill Killer with the sound off, and those terrible perks that you saw me with earlier. But they had names like, this is gonna be a one-sided game, blah blah blah, we're the greatest ever, doobie-doobie-doobie. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna show you who the greatest ever is. And I killed them, and they were like, man, my team did this mistake and that mistake and blah blah blah. I said, don't feel bad. I've never lost on this map. I had to kill him. I didn't want to kill him, but when you have a name like Joseph the Greatest, or this is gonna be a one-sided game, I'm gonna show you what a one-sided game looks like. You're gonna see. You're gonna see what one-sided looks like. So even without any sound, without any good perks, they got destroyed. Oh, let me tell you a story from yesterday. This is a good story. The last game I played yesterday, a person from that game followed me, and then I, out of the kindness of my heart, when the stream was over, I sent them a message. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry I missed you. Good game. I hope everything goes well for you, right? And they were actually angry. They were actually angry over the game. So you know me, being the nice person I am, this is what I said. I said, listen, I had a rough game earlier. Apologies, you know. Maybe I misunderstood and you weren't bullying, blah, blah, blah. But even that wasn't good enough. So I spent like 30 messages with this person trying to calm them down. And then I realized this person doesn't want an apology. This is what they said to me. This is what they said, word for word. You should be punished for the toxic way you treated my team. And it's unfortunate that there's no way to punish you for that. I was like, what? You do realize this is a PvP game, right? And I've been nothing but extremely kind to you this entire time. Like, whatever. Whatever. I don't get it. That's game number one. I was as nice as you could possibly be to somebody. I was apologetic. I was conciliatory. I mean, they just did. The deal was they didn't want an apology. They wanted a confrontation. That's what they wanted. They wanted a fight. But Brother Love wasn't in the mood for a fight. I had just finished streaming. I was trying to be nice. Amen, Jacqueline. You certainly can. And you know what's funny is I was gonna watch Nate yesterday and the Prowling Dead or whatever his name is, and they both had like incredibly short streams. Somehow I missed both of them. I felt real bad about that. Let's sing a song. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling you're growing inside. And when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that you're alive. And our prayers are with you, Jacqueline. It's such a good feeling to know you're in tune. It's such a happy feeling to find you're in bloom. And when you wake up ready to say, I think I'll make a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. The feeling you know that we're friends. And I'll be back, Lord willing, when the day is new. And I'll produce more Dead by Daylight content for you. And you'll have things you want to talk about. And I will too. That's such a happy little song. Let's go. Game number 222. I'm going to be honest, this is the longest and most consistent I've ever streamed. And I'm kind of getting the itch to crash and burn things. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been in a position that was good and then you're like, now's the time where I burn all the bridges and I ruin everything? I don't know why that's part of my makeup, but it really is. There's part of me right now that's saying, it's time to end the streak, Brother Love. That's what part of me is saying. I must overcome that weird desire I have to do that. Yeah, I'm a mystery to myself sometimes. Let's go. Let's do it. Who's such a good puppy? Yeah, you can't even make yourself happy sometimes. The Bible says the secret to being happy is doing God's will. And I believe it. So, God doesn't promise us riches, but He does promise us a new life. And we can be happy on earth. It reminds me of a story about a guy who was put in a concentration camp. I think it was in China, right? It's a story, it reminds me of it. And they knew he was Christian, so they gave him the worst job that they had. He had to get under the floor of the cabins and clean the human excrement from under the thing. It was the worst job. But the whole time he was down there, he would sing songs of praises to God to himself. And so for him, it was the best job possible. Like, I probably didn't tell that story right, and there's probably a whole bunch of details I'm missing, but that story always stuck with me. It might be 100% just made up story, I don't know. but it's from my childhood. They used to tell stories differently back then. Listen, I was raised with the mythological stories, both the Greek and the Roman mythologies and the Egyptian mythologies, and the Brothers Grimm. And if you've ever read the Brothers Grimm, you'll know that is a that would be a no-go in today's children's book literature. That would be a no-go. Because you wouldn't want to open your mouth. Jacqueline, you and your logical thinking. How dare you bring reason and logic into this fantasy? True. Man, they're buzzing like flies over here. These little survivors. Got you, baby. My name is Alexander Hamilton. I'm not gonna throw away my shot. I'll tell you that much. Oh, there's somebody up there. They're everywhere. Go save her. Go save her so I can hook her again. I don't think you guys understand how this program works. See, I am your host, and as your host, I will be doing lots and lots of this. Yes, this is called tunneling. This is exactly, precisely, concisely what I'm going to be doing. Lots of tunneling. Nah, I don't think so. Here, let's put you where you'll be nice and happy. How about that? Let's put you where you'll be nice and happy. Comfy. Nice and happy and comfy. Look at him working 3 gyms at one time, guys. Look at him working 3 gyms at one time. Stinking sweat squad right here, man. And now you don't got DS, toots. And now you don't got DS. It's so sad. It's the saddest story I've ever heard in my life. She doesn't got DS. My name is Alexander Hamilton. You're a quick one. There's no doubt about that. And now you're dead. Goodbye, dead one. Yeah, this is a little sweat squad. This is a team that could have beat me, guys. Little sweat squad right here, guys. Some little sweaters. Yeah. This is what we call one of them good teams. One of them teams capable of beating Brother Love. Yep. True story. Really good team. I see you walk right past me. Walk right past me. It's okay, I'm not interested in you. Look at the lorry Lori jumped right back up there. Lori, that's why you get in face camp next. Lori, yeah. That's why you get in face camp next, honey. That's exactly why. Oh, and look what we got right here, Lori. This is what we call a scourge hook. Please allow me to introduce you to your current new home right here. Scourge hook. Yeah. We got a team of some real gamers right here, guys. We got some real gamers. Yeah, they were trying to finish the game. Look at them. Okay, there goes somebody for the save. All three injured girls right here. Oh, honeys. It doesn't matter to me who I get, as long as I get one of you three. You see, I've already tunneled somebody out the game. That means you lose. That's what that means. You're probably not used to hearing that. Lose. But that's precisely what's going to happen. You're going to lose. Yes. And I happen to know for a fact that this generator right here is not regressing, so we're going to come back here and pop it. Like so. No, please do make comments, Jacqueline. That's completely fine. It's nice to have an intelligent point of view to talk to somebody about. Don't think I've ever applied some reasonable amount of logic in that story before. It was just something a preacher said once in a sermon. Hey, you did it! And I know where all three of you are. That's awesome! In the business, that's what we call a best case scenario. Yeah. Things are not going well for you guys, are they? Probably not used to losing. You also don't face the best regularly either. So, you're welcome. Yeah, Lori, do it. Do it. Do it. Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. That's gonna be a no from me, dog. Now we just go find the last person. How about that? And that, my friends, is how you beat a very, 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 very good coordinated team in Dead by Daylight. Yep, that's how you do it. This was a great team. This was a team capable of beating most people. Did you notice that the whole team was working on different generators at the same time? Because that's a huge giveaway to the quality of the team. Like, what an exceptional team. And I got Deerstalker. You guys ain't got a prayer. But I tell you what I will do. I will let her wiggle off and then down her again. How about that? Is that an amenable answer? No? Okay. Should have wiggled harder. Yeah, this was a YouTube worthy. This is a YouTube worthy team right here, guys. This was an amazing team, and we absolutely crushed them. Yep. GG's, ladies and gentlemen. You were a great team. You were a great team. Oh, and they sent me to one of my favorite maps. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I wonder if that TTV is actually on right now. I didn't even notice. Oh, yeah. Good team. Good team. GG. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the match details real quick. Just want to look this up real fast. Let me just see if they're on. Throw them a follow. It's the nice thing to do. Let's see here. NDRR15. Nope. Just somebody that pretends like they're a TTV. I don't know why people do that. Yeah, the only reason I'm talking to these people is because I have respect for them. Like, lots of respect. Obviously, an amazingly good team that we just faced. Like, seriously. What a team. They sent me to the map they were prepared to play on. They were all 4 on different generators. And we managed to only lose 1 gen that entire game. Despite there being a DS. Like, think about that. That's impressive, man. If I do say so myself. That was an amazing game. The problem for them is, that's actually one of my favorite maps. It's not a Demogorgon sided map, but it's one of my favorite maps to play on. Yeah. I just love that map. Moving on to game 223. 223. Wow, on game 2 of the day, we faced one of the 1%ers that I keep telling you guys about. On game 2 of the day, we faced a 1%er team. That's amazing. That's amazing. What a great team. Like, I'm not even joking. There were 5 generators that had more than 50% completion in that game. That was a really good team, guys. Like, and they only managed the 1. And it's like I always tell you guys, if there's 1 generator you absolutely have to let go, it's the top of the saloon. Do not chase people in the saloon. It is a terrible idea. Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to him belong. They are weak, but he is strong. Yes, Jesus loves me, and you. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me, he who died, heaven's gates to open wide. He will wash away my sin. Let his little child come in. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Jesus loves me still, though I'm very weak and ill. From his shining throne on high, comes to watch me where I lie. Yes, Jesus loves me, and you. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. The Bible tells me so. Yeah, I've heard that story too, Jacqueline, about the lice. It's very sad. It's incredible. Some incredible sad things happen in the world. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So I need to upload 2 videos. One from yesterday was my first ever draw, the first game of the day. And this video from the day is YouTube worthy. I'm going to put it in the thing called Could You Beat Brother Love? Could you be better than Brother Love at Demogorgon? That's the name of the playlist. And I'm going to put this team in there. And I guarantee you, I know this from 6,000 hours played, less than 1% of the best killers in this game could have beat that team. That team was amazing. Like, they were really good. There's no question about it. They sent me to the map they wanted me on. They knew exactly what they were doing. They were communicating. What they didn't plan on is tunnels are in my kit. So I tunneled and camped and slugged, and I did everything. I broke the entire Survivor handbook that game. I want Nate to see that game. That's a game I'm proud of. Listen, you know the team has to be really good to make Brother Love work hard in a game. And that team said, I'll be your Huckleberry, Brother Love. And I said, I ain't got no problem with you, Doc Holliday. You guys remember Tombstone? Oh my gosh, what a great movie. This is not a great map for us. Not a great map. Hey, but we found somebody. Somebody. Can anybody find me somebody to tunnel and face? Can well, that's what you really want. Okay. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna. So they're doing the middle gen first. And they still finished it. Yeah. No shot I stopped that, man. No shot. Yeah, I see you casually walking around the back. Frustrated, Incorporated. There's nothing I can do now except try and set up a 3-gen. Try and get to this Nancy. Yep, this is how we're gonna win. This is our win condition. I'm surprised that didn't land. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looked good to me. What's going on this morning? Did somebody put something in their Wheaties? I didn't sign up for 2 great teams in a row. I promise you that much. I would have remembered signing the paperwork. Brother Love didn't sign up for that. What's even happening right now? This is crazy. Look at you little scumbags working. Look at you working like there ain't nothing else to do in the world except touch my generators. Look at you. Nah, you next, honey. You next on the list, babe. This team's nowhere near as good as the last team, and yet they almost have 3 generators done. That's crazy. Goodness gracious, what is happening? Okay, we got a thing there. Might as well come to this gen. Broke my portal, that's fine. We got other options. So I'm just gonna go right towards it and pop it again. Okay, they got to save. Oh, we don't even have to pop it. What do you know? Put a portal here. Put a portal there. We Gucci. We good now. God bless you, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for the follow. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to see an unbelievable game, watch the last game I played. That game was insane. If you want to see something crazy, like, I just can't believe these guys are doing a gen so fast. I'm impressed. I'll take a free skirt shot. Don't mind if I do. You guys can have that gen. I don't really care about that one. Let me be completely honest. Don't really care for that one. Nah, you gotta try a little bit harder than that, Jay. You got to put some effort into that save. Okay, well, GG, game is over. Good game. Good game. Yep. He touched the generator, so when they do that, you don't have to worry about silly little things like decisive strike. Finally, someone playing killer. I heard that. Have been looking for a new killer man to follow. Well, thank you so much for saying that. You couldn't follow a better one. I am literally the #1 Demogorgon in Dead by Daylight. I have every record you could possibly get on Demogorgon. 3 different 4K records, and we're currently on a 223 4K streak. So, welcome on in. The water is fine, my lovely friend. The water is fine. I do gotta warn you, I sing a lot on the stream though. A lot of hymns, a lot of secular music. GG's. Waiting on you, buddy. Waiting on you. Yeah, that last game I played was against a team that would beat 99.9 of all killers in Dead by Daylight. It is definitely a YouTube-worthy game. The game before this one. GG. But this team was on gens like there wasn't no tomorrow, man. Like they had a goal, and they were gonna achieve that goal. They did great. I was actually impressed. Normally teams only get 1 generator against me. Let's go. And we like to write songs too. We've written 3 songs this week. Coming up is game number 234. Our first song was a rap song. And our second song was the 13 Days of Dead by Daylight Christmas. And yesterday we wrote Hexy quit playing Dead by Daylight Killer today. We are silly. We are silly. Let's go. Man, 2 good teams in a row. What's even happening? What's happening today? I can't believe it. That never happens. That never happens in Dead by Daylight. Devo 26. Yeah, I got 6,000 hours in the game. 6,000 actual hours of killer. And I'm a little bit of a reformed killer. I used to be super toxic, and now this year we've let 15,000 survivors live on purpose. So we're trying to reform. But my toxic tendencies I still struggle with them occasionally. I had a game yesterday I got extremely angry in. No excuses. It's just a video game. It shouldn't bother me that much. Who? Hexy? No, Hexy played killer yesterday. It just incidentally so happened that he complained about killer and quit playing it yesterday. So it was the perfect time to whip out a brand new song for Hexy. It's actually my most viewed video. I can't believe it. It's a parody of the George Jones song, He Stopped Loving Her Today. Instead, it's Hexy Stopped Playing Killer in DVD today. Let's go. Let's see. Maybe there's a song we could sing real quick. Let me see if I can find something good. Something I'm in the mood to sing. Oh, well, Saved by the Bell. Saved by the Bell. I think I'll sing 3 Wooden Crosses after this game. Excuse me. Hello, ladies. My name is Brother Love. I will be your host. I wish you the best of luck with this game. Let me be honest with you guys. I'm actually ready for this streak to be over with. I was talking about that earlier. The streak is great and everything, but let me be honest. Nobody's playing for streaks in Dead by Daylight right now. In fact, Dead by Daylight has lost 20% of its average population and 25% of its peak population in the last month and a half. So I think Dead by Daylight is losing a little bit of the public's interest with the SBMM that came out. I think what I should do is I should get back to letting people redeem certain builds that I play in a game. And then we just play the game to the best of our ability and have fun on Demogorgon. I mean, we are a demo main. It would make sense to do that. The audience does like to be interactive. I watched Trickster Shadow for years build from 10 viewers to a couple of hundred viewers doing exactly that thing. But the difference between Trickster Shadow and me is he's amazing at every killer. And he can play with any build, and he can beat almost any team. I mean, you're talking about a top 100 killer in the entire history of Dead by Daylight there. Trickster Shadow's amazing. I'm just good at Demogorgon. Yeah, I have all the cosmetics. I play this one because it's the darkest one. It's bad enough that he's extra loud. He stomps around. But his cosmetics are incredibly easy to see also. Except this one. I started playing Demogorgon. I believe the 8th month of this year. Seriously? So like a year after his release, something like that. And within 40 days, I was the #1 Demogorgon by shred downs. Within 40 days. 40, 41, something like that. And I don't know why I hated Demogorgon at first. I think I misunderstood how he works. But something just clicked. I was doing a streak called how many survivors can we let live in a row? And I played Demogorgon to be lazy on him, and something just clicked, and he felt perfectly right all of a sudden. You notice I don't play with add-ons? I'm gonna be honest with you. Add-ons help very little on Demogorgon. They do help, but you're talking microseconds. You're talking fractions, and I'm an old man, so fractions really ain't gonna help me that much. I need like bigger increments than that. Yeah, you did it. You stood there. Good job, buddy. Good job. Some kind of a hero. Dude, if you get in my way, you will get fancy. You will get fancy. I'm not even joking. I am not in the mood to play with you. Guys, this isn't how you win a game of Dead by Daylight. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Nobody wins like this. Ever. No one in the history has ever won a game doing this. Like, I don't get it. Why would you play this way? And now I can just stand here patiently and be as lazy as you ever wanted to be in your entire life and guarantee I win this game. Yeah. This is what we call a pro gamer move right here. We have absolutely no reason to leave this area. See scratch marks back there. I'm gonna wait for her to hit struggle phase at least. There we go. Yeah, I knew he was back there. I don't think so. And now all we gotta do is find Mr. T. This game was brought to you by Geritol. When you have an upset stomach, try Geritol. Oh my goodness. That's just a joke. Geritol doesn't actually sponsor me. Yeah, if you guys are going to throw, I'm going to catch. 100%. Never seen a team win this way in my entire 6,000 hours. So I was not worried at all. Oh, wow. Mr. T, I'm going to bust you up. But looks like he's moving to VHS. Yeah, I want VHS to do good. Let me be honest with you. Prop Night, VHS, Friday the 13th, any game that comes along and does good is going to be good for us in Dead by Daylight. People say, but it's the same player base. I don't care. 20,000 players to 60,000 players. If they improve the game, I'm going to be happy. Like, it doesn't matter to me if my queue times are a little bit long. I was playing this game when it was 15, 30-minute queue times to play Killer. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But that's how you win the easiest game of your entire life. So when you get in that situation, remember what Brother Love did. Just laugh at their foibles. Game number 235 coming up. Their follies. 200, 210, 220, 225 coming up. 225. My bad. Let's sing a song. Okay, Jacqueline, God bless you. I hope you have a good rest. Yeah, I'll have fun. This is a country song. by a guy named Randy Travis. A farmer and a teacher, a hooker and a preacher, riding on a midnight bus bound for Mexico. One was headed for vacation, one for higher education, and two of them were searching for lost souls. That driver never ever saw the stop sign, and 18-wheelers can't stop on a dime. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, heaven only knows. I guess it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you, is what you leave behind you when you go. That farmer left the harvest, a home and 80 acres, the faith and love for growing things in his young son's heart. And that teacher left her wisdom in the minds of lots of children, and did her best to give them all a better start. And that preacher whispered, "Can't you see the promised land?" as he laid his blood-stained Bible in that hooker's hand. There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, heaven only knows. I guess it's not what you take when you leave this world behind you, is what you leave behind you when you go. That's the story that our preacher told last Sunday, as he held that blood-stained Bible up for all of us to see. He said, "Bless the farmer and the teacher and that preacher who gave this Bible to my mama, who read it to me." There are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. Why there's not 4 of them, now I guess we know. It's not what you take when you leave this world behind you, is what you leave behind you when you go. And there are 3 wooden crosses on the right side of the highway. GG's. Let's go. 225. Game number 225. There are 6 games left in the day stream. I stream 10 games a day of me trying my absolute best to 4K survivors. And this build is disgusting, just so you guys know. It is absolutely disgusting. It is so effective. This deadlock alone has saved me so many games. It's better than Ruin because it can't be broken. I love it. I love it. Yes, you're such a good puppy. Daddy loves you. You're such a good girl. Yes, you are. Go lay down, Emma. Go lay down. Up. Let's go. I am hyped. Making history. Making history. This is the longest 4K streak in history on Demogorgon. And just to give you some perspective, Ox Darva managed a 24 3K streak on Demogorgon. A 24 game 3K streak on Demogorgon. Now the difference is that Ox is a completely different person, and he plays a much higher caliber of survivor than I do. So it's understandable. But I'm kind of like a Demogorgon specialist at this point. The second place for Demogorgon Streak is MSA Matai, who I was watching play this morning. It's an amazing player. So let's take a look at the layout. We're going to have to make a choice. I don't like using portals because I'm lazy. But since it's the largest map in Dead by Daylight, or I need to live off the difference, we really need to be smart with how we approach this game. Found a survivor, that's wonderful. It's much better than putting down a portal, I'll tell you that much. Hey, you made a mistake. Thank you. Man, no scourge hooks next to us. Feels bad, man. But I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and activate one of our portals. And we'll come back to proxy camp him. Nobody's upstairs. Hey Bill, what's up, homie? I could care less about chasing you. You are not my win condition. This guy right here is my win condition. Guys, they have nerfed killer to the point where I honestly feel like you only have one win condition as killer. You must tunnel somebody out the game very quickly. Think about everything they've done to killer. They heal too fast to damage them all. They can now pick themselves up off the ground. It's just... They've made playing killer much, much harder. They forced me to do this. I don't want to play this way. I wish I could 12 hook everybody and have a fun, relaxed game of Dead by Daylight. But the devs, in their infinite wisdom, have decided this is the proper way to play Dead by Daylight. So, this is what I do. I'm gonna wait for him to die, so we guarantee we win. Slug. Now all I have to do is find Bill. All I gotta do is find Bill. Where you at, Bill? Bruh. You did a good job there, little elf. Bill is also here, incidentally. Told you. And that's how you win Dead by Daylight, ladies and gentlemen. It's not fun to do, but it's the way they've forced the game to become. Yeah. It's hard to believe this, but 4 months ago, you could play Nice Guy Killer and not have to do this to people. 4 months ago. I'm surprised we haven't had a Kobe yet today. We get lots of Kobe's. Lots of Kobe's. So she's the only one that can have deliverance. Because she's the only one that got a... Well, that's not true, is it? He could have had deliverance too. Largest map in Dead by Daylight. All you gotta do is know your win condition. And putting down portals was not my win condition. It was just something I had to do just in case. So the best Demogorgon players in Dead by Daylight are MSA Matai, Bronx, and Scott Jones. I would put them as the top Demogorgon players. But statistically, like if you're going by world records and so forth and stats, I'm the best. But I would liken myself to a Cal Ripken Jr., not to a Derek Jeter. You know, I wouldn't liken myself to Bronx. I would liken myself to myself. I'm just somebody who plays Dead by Daylight a lot, right? But I don't have their skill. Alright. Let's go. Game number 226. Let's do this thing. It's been a good day. We've already had a YouTube-worthy game. And yeah, that automatically makes it a good day. Automatically. Let's find a song to sing. Let's sing a hymn. How about that? Let's sing a hymn. What do I want to sing? I think I want to sing Paradise Valley. As I travel through life with its trouble and strife, I've a glorious hope to give cheer on the way. Soon my toil will be o'er, and I'll rest on that shore where the night has been turned into day. Up in the beautiful Paradise Valley by the side of the river of life. Up in the valley, the wonderful valley, will be free from all pain and all strife. And there we shall live in the rose-tinted garden, neath the shade of the evergreen tree. How I long for the Paradise Valley, where the beauty of heaven I'll see. And though your garden is rare, it is not to compare with the flowers that bloom in the garden above. In the midst of it grows Sharon's perfect sweet rose, just a wonderful flower we love. Up in the beautiful Paradise Valley by the side of the river of life. Up in the valley, the wonderful valley, will be free from all pain and all strife. And there we shall live in the rose-tinted garden, neath the shade of the evergreen tree. How I long for the Paradise Valley, where the beauty of heaven I'll see. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. Let's go. Just a wonderful flower we love. Up in the beautiful Paradise Valley, by the side of the river of life. Be free from all pain and all strife. the beauty of heaven I'll see. Hey! It's my most played map in Dead by Daylight history. What do you know? Don't you just love this map? Oh, Haddonfield, how I do love thee. Scratch marks in front of us. That seems like something worth investigating. Hey, Lori. What up, homie? Sweetie, I know you're not AFK. Who made them scratch marks? Who made them scratch marks, Lori? Inquiring minds want to know. It was you. You made the scratch marks. Scratch marks way in the back. Since this is one of my most played maps, I'm actually quite good at this map. Yeah, it's not a disadvantage for me to have to play here. I saw the blue of his uniform, his shirt. Put him up. Go for her. Hey, what you doing? What you doing there, Lori? What you got going on? Guys, I'm gonna make an executive decision here, and I'm just going to hook him, and she's now on death hook. This was a very quick turnaround. The game is already over. We're just gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's a GG's for this team. GG's. This game is already won. Nobody's working on any generators. That means I can throw Lori on any hook I want to. If we can get down there, let's put her into the basement. Bye, Lori. Thanks for coming. Yeah, this is a wrap. How to throw a DVD game in the first 30 seconds. You guys did an excellent job of that. Alright, scratch marks, scratch marks. Hey, let's go for the guy we already hooked. How about that? All 3 survivors here, too. Nice. Very nice. Golly, I've never seen a dead hard before. What do I do? I do. Okay, Bill, where'd you go, buddy? Where'd you go? Brother Love's feeling lazy. There you go. I'm feeling lazy right this moment. Wow, almost all survivors go to the right there. Interesting. There's Jake. Already got the up. Good job. Good job. Good job. So here's my problem. Bill has a superpower. We don't want Bill to get to use his superpower. So we unfortunately have to hook him. There we go. Nice and comfy. Somebody's touching a generator, which is why we saw their image. That means we got like 12% regression, and we got to see them. Hey, Jeff. What's up, my dude? He already saved. We'll just leave Jake right here. Not in a rush. Not in a rush. Just trying to enjoy the journey. These guys really need to split up. I mean, honestly. I'm afraid afraid that was not the play, guys. That was probably the worst play you could have done. Their only hope was to split up right there. And now you can see why Deerstalker is so important when you're trying to 4K. Super important. There we go. Hey, you made it downstairs. Good job, buddy. Don't worry, I'll put you on a scourge hook.
Yeah.
Alright, you got 3 chances. Go B, go B, go B. 1, 2, 3. It takes 3 Kobe's to get to the center of a Jake's easy pop. Yep, there's no place like home. Haddonfield is a second home to me. My most played map in Dead by Daylight. It's a really bad map for some killers. It's not great for Blight. It's not great for any 110 movement speed killer. It's terrible for Plague. But for Demogorgon, oh man, it's a walk in the park. Going on to game number 227. 4 games left in the string. Will I lose? I don't know. We did face one team today already who could have beat me. So there's always the chance it could be today. It took 200 games to get our first draw. What would I be happy with? 250? I'd be happy with 250. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. If I could hit 254 Ks a day, I could be happy with that and never look back and wish I had done better. You just take it one game at a time, right? You try and stay calm. You try and stay focused. You ask yourself, what's the winning play in this situation? Are the survivors making mistakes? If they're not making mistakes, like in game 2 of today, they weren't making mistakes, then you had best be on your game. And we had one game like that yesterday. It was the game I got angry at. The difference being is that I got sent to Auto Haven on that map, and the one that's shaped like a cross, and that is an extremely survivor-sided map, and in my opinion, in my humble opinion, and they basically did the same thing to me. They had one great runner, and she had DS. Several of my hits didn't land, and I felt like they should have landed. You know how it is. You know what Dead by Daylight's like. There's a reason VHS is going to have a really nice launch population. And I hope it breaks all the records. I'll tell you this much. VHS is a much more polished game on release than Dead by Daylight was. I'll tell you that much. This game has come a long way, and I'm appreciative to this game. It's a great game. I love it. I'm not going to quit it until it retires. Love Dead by Daylight. Very thankful. It's come a really long way. But VHS is actually launch ready. I mean, it's actually legit a good game right now. And the thing that makes it great is that you can't be lazy and win. You have to push objectives as both survivors and killer, or you lose, period. Like, there's no freebies. In Dead by Daylight, I faced teams so good that they just run in circles half the match, and I had zero chance of beating them. It wasn't on Demogorgon, it was on Doctor, but I'm just saying, I have faced teams that good in Dead by Daylight, where half the team doesn't even bother with the objectives and just head-ons me and flashlights and body blocks and takes hits for each other. Yeah, it's not like that in VHS. You can't waste time in VHS. This game has much better IP, don't get me wrong, but I was raised in the era of Frankenstein and Vampire and Wolfman and so the Mummy, you know, like, and I'm not talking to Brandon Fraser Mummy. I'm talking to Black and White, Abbott and Costello Mummy. So VHS appeals to me, but I'm not going to play it because I don't have time. I'm dedicated to Dead by Daylight. I am priced into Dead by Daylight. Sunken cost fallacy and Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not even joking when I say that. The game causes you pain and suffering, but it also gives you the highs of when you do really well in a game, and that's addictive. That's the way that it's addictive to people. But they went too far with boon totems, and the statistics bear that out. So if they lost 20% of their average player base, guess what that means? That means they went down in profit the last 2 months, and I'm sure that's something they care about. Let's go. This is one of my favorite maps in Dead by Daylight. This map, I almost have never lost. Love this map. Love this map. So why do I like this map and all other killers hate this map? Because Demogorgon is a pallet chewing machine. And pallets are the name of the game. Literally. Pallets are the name of the game. When you're feeling down and your resistance is low, light another cigarette, let yourself go. Well, don't do that. I'm just singing a song. I don't like smoking. It's just a famous Queen song. Don't do that, kids. They wrote it back when smoking was cool. This is your life. Don't play hard to get. It's a free world. Good movement by Bill. There was no way for me to predict, you know, which way he was going to go. Yeah, that was amazing. Look at him. And then he doubled back down. Who is this Bill? Who is this guy? Hey, I respect a good survivor. I respect a good survivor. I'm not mad at you, Bill. You got something you want to teach me how to be a better killer, and I appreciate that. He's just being friendly. No, Claudette, Jake didn't want to live. That's the part you don't understand. First he hid in a locker, and then he didn't run, and he's death hooked. So he's either got DS or he wants to die. I mean, it's pretty simple. And we've already won the game that quick. GG's. Yeah. All it takes is one team member to completely ruin your game. Sorry, guys. Bill, you didn't deserve that. But I'm still gonna get you, Bill. I'm gonna get you, Bill. I got a feeling you got some things you want to teach me, and I want to learn. in a rush to win. I mean, I don't try and do this as fast as I possibly can. I like to have a good time too. I don't mind them getting points. It doesn't bother me. But I do want to win. With every fiber of my being, I want to win. Did you notice a generator didn't explode? Do you know what that means? That means they haven't touched a generator. That's what that means. I didn't even see you until you threw the pallet. You didn't want to let me know you was there. Thank you. I think we're going to switch to slugging now, because Bill's just farming these girls. And not that I'm opposed to that. It's just, you know. They're not doing generators. Hey, Bill. The problem with Bills are they have a superpower, so we actually have to hook him. Sorry, Bill. It was nothing personal. And both survivors are here. Sweet. Well, I say that, he might have deliverance. You got deliverance and unbreakable? This Claudette left no blood on the ground. She couldn't have been here. It has to be deliverance, right? There was no sign of her being here whatsoever. It's kind of weird she hasn't picked up the other Claudette. I'm just waiting for Bill to stand up. There's Claudette, there's Bill. Not in a rush. It only takes them 4 minutes to bleed out on the ground. I wonder if they're going to do a generator this game. In the basement. Gotcha. In the basement. Okay. He can still have Unbreakable and this game can still go on. But it looks to me like he took Deliverance instead of Unbreakable. I hear you, kitty poo. Well, that's all she wrote. GG's. It wasn't a bad team. They just didn't care about generators at all. Moving on to game number 228. left in stream. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, that's not a map I'm gonna lose. I know exactly what map I'm gonna lose, and it's not that one. It's not that one. Let's find a song to sing. What do I want to sing next? Let's see if I can get away with. No, I can't get away with this one. They'll definitely copyright me for this one. I want to sing it, but I don't want to get copyright struck. In a way, this is why it's good for me to write my own songs, because then I don't have to worry about getting copyright struck. And believe it or not, I found 2 religious songs I'm not allowed to sing. Because I got copyrighted for both of them. One is called In the Garden, and Andy Griffith made that song popular. But it's one of my favorite songs, so it makes me sad I can't sing it. And the other song is called The Old Rugged Cross, and Alan Jackson made that one popular. And I got copyright claimed on both those songs. So that's 2 songs I can't sing on stream. But I can sing this one. There is beyond the azure blue a God concealed from human sight. He tinted skies with heavenly hue and framed the world with his great might. There is a God, he is alive, in him we live and we survive. From dust our God created man, he is our God, the great I am. Our God who shone upon a tree, a life was willing there to give, that he from sin might set men free, and evermore with him could live. There is a God, he is alive, in him we live and we survive. From dust our God created man, he is our God, the great I am. And that's also one of my favorite songs. I have a lot of favorites. I take it as a compliment. YouTube thinks I sound like Alan Jackson, so you know, you gotta take these things in stride. Always look on the bright side of life. That's from Monty Python. Most of the world today would be way too young to know who that is. But they were the most edgy comedy band. They made lots of movies. They wrote songs. They wrote skits. They were by far the most edgy comedy. I dare say The Meaning of Life is still one of the most edgy movies ever made, even by today's standards. Like, it's So it's a different kind of movie. I'll put it that way. But the bright side of life comes from The Life of Brian, which is a very sacrilegious movie. But it has some memorable scenes in it for sure. Yeah, that's kind of how they got their. It's kind of how they got their reputation. They were very known for bashing a certain religion. Oh man. But even I have a good laugh. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? I mean, honestly. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? I don't like this map. Some people say this is the largest map in DBD. It's set up in such a way it's quite difficult to defend as killer. So I am going to set up a possible 3-gen. Just in case. Just in case. Scratch marks over here. Hey, you did it! There you are, right over there. I see you. Yeah, I think I'm more worried about the survivor that's touching the generator than the survivor who's running for their life. It's gonna be honest with you. I hate to say it, Claudette, but you're more of a problem to me than Mr. Sweater. Really? You guys already did a gen? What? That's crazy. I just give you a little speed boost so you can make it to the hook on time. Oh, you hesitated. That's a big mistake. Nah, see, you're my little win condition. You're my little Texas tornado. And I do have to worry about getting flashlighted. That's true. Oh, you want some? Honey, I'll give you 100% if you want it. Second hook on her. We are by far winning this game at this point. So, really not worried, let me be honest. We've won already. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much we've won. Good job, Club. You got borrowed time? Nope. GG's. GG's. Yeah, they even got a generator done like that. Good job, guys. Well, I mean, good for me. Good for me. I do believe I can get them all to a hook. I think so. Okay. Oh, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart. Is that really what you want to do? Alright, guys. Well, let's get ready for a 4-minute wait time. Yeah, you want to just bleed out for 4 minutes? I'm completely fine with that. Yeah, no. Go to the corner. Go to the corner. I'll be more than happy to wait 4 minutes. Like, you guys don't want to go to the next game already? That's your choice. I ain't got nothing but time on my hands. I am more than willing to let you bleed out for 4 minutes. You best believe it. I ain't got nothing but time. If you don't believe me, watch the last game I played yesterday. GG's. Hey, Kobe! We respect the Kobe's in this stream. And DS. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Permission to recover, Drill Sergeant. No. Put you on the ground first. My lovely little DSer. A lovely little Kobeer. And then you next. Oh, follow time. Gotcha. Well, let's see if he has DS. Nope. Alright, Kobe. I got some bad news for you. We respect Kobe Bryant in this stream, so we keep his jersey retired. There can be only one Kobe Bryant. There can be only one. GG's. Hey, look, the hatch was right here. Moving on to game number 229. Kitty Poo, I hear you, but you got fed. I don't know why you're meowing at me. I love you. You don't know good Kiki. Who's your good Kiki? Who's your good Kiki? You are. 2 games left in the stream, ladies and gentlemen. 2 games left in the stream. Let's go. Let's go. 229 and I'm feeling just fine. Let's see, what do I want to sing? And the reason I sing in between games is because it keeps my spirits up. When people don't talk, like when you don't have a large audience, it's super important that you keep your spirits up. Super important. Because when people watch your stream, you want them to have fun, right? Okay, I'm going to attempt this song again. I haven't sang this song in a couple of days. This is a Kenny Rogers song. Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers. While she lay sleeping, I stay out late at night and play my song. And sometimes, oh, the nights can be so long. And it's good when I finally make it home. All alone. While she lays dreaming, I try to get undressed without the light. And quietly she says, how was your night? And I come to her and say, it was alright. And I hold her tight. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday, if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs, but I was wrong. But she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I can find a way, while she lays waiting. I stumble down to the kitchen for a bite. Then I see my old guitar in the night, just waiting for me like a secret friend. And there's no end while she lays crying. I fumble with a melody or two, and I'm torn between the things that I should do. And she says to wake her up when I am through. God, her love is true. And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little song. But I was wrong, and she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully. And who knows, maybe on some special night, if my song is right, I can find a way while she waits. While she waits for me. That song's what we call melancholy. I like melancholy. Let's go, Ortiz. How you doing, brother? How did the rest of your night go after I lurked? I made sure I left you a good lurk there, buddy. Because unfortunately, I'm an old man. I go to bed earlier than I used to. But I hope everything went your way, buddy. I hope everything went right your way. I really do. We're on the last two games of the day. Our second game today was against the best team I faced in 200 games. Not even joking. A team who definitely could have beat me 100%. So if you want to see a game versus the best possible team and how you can still win that game, I would check out game number 2. It was on Dead Dog Saloon. It is YouTube worthy, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. It was fantastic. That team was gloriously amazing. You can stay in the snow, man. See, I'm trying to do this thing called win, and you're saving me time by doing that. Would you like to break my snowman? No, I don't think I would. I don't think so, my friend. But you just keep on trucking in that snowman outfit, okay? Do Brother Love a solid. Stay in there as long as you can. It's amazing. It was an amazing game. The team had a TTV, a fake TTV. Not a real one. Just one of those they want you to look at them, but they don't actually stream. They were really good. They sent me to Dead Dog, but what they don't know is I'm sheriff around these here parts. That's what they didn't know. That's what they didn't know. So, yeah, we had to put it on them. Not gonna lie, it was PG-13 for sure.
Yeah.
I was Henry Fonda, and they were Robert. What's his name? Charles Bronson's brother. Yeah, there we go. Charles Bronson's brother. That's a reference to Once Upon a Time in Mexico. One of the greatest movies ever written, ever directed. Sergio Leone. But don't take my word for it. There's this little known director named Quentin Tarantino who's also quite fond of that movie. And what made it so great is until that point, Henry Fonda had always been the good guy in movies. And he played the best bad guy. And if you like Kill Bill, where Oren Ishii fights the bride at the end of the movie, It's like direct reference to the last fight in Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yeah. Love that movie. Hey, what's up? Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How about cooking something up for me? There's an explosion over there, but I'm not sure why. Yeah, come and save him. He needs a hero. Would somebody save me? No, they're not saving you. I'm sorry. They're not fans of the show Smallville. That's what happened. They were going to save you, but then when you sang the theme song, they were like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, Scourge Hook, this is the most brain dead build I've ever played in my life. And it works magically delicious. Let me just say, Deadlock is the MVP of this build, but the Scourge Hook is definitely second fiddle. Deadlock has prevented so many generators from getting finished. It saved me so many games. The team I beat today on Dead Dog, they had more than 50% completion on 5 different generators that game. That's how good that team was. Like, the best a team could possibly be is how good that team was. It was super impressive. If only they hadn't been playing against the #1 Demogorgon in Dead by Daylight, they probably would have won. Do it! Do it! Don't be chicken. Yeah! There you go. That's what I'm talking about. GG's.
Yeah.
Yoink!
Yeah.
This was game number 229. There will be one more game in the stream, the Lord willing. And that's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap. Yeah, I love the Scourge Hooks. They're amazing. They really are. But that Deadlock, man, has saved my bacon so many times. You can do it. I believe in you. Be the second Kobe today. Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. Don't feel bad. I would have killed you anyway. Don't feel bad. I was going to kill you anyway. You were right to try. Yeah, Jake made it easy for me. He was much smarter when he went to heal the girl on the ground. That was a much smarter tactic. GG's. Moving on to the last game of the stream. Let's see what Ortiz said. We had some great weird killers. It was almost a whole meme. Yeah. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. The piece de la resistance. Can we have another game as good as the second game of the day? You know what's funny? The third game of the day was also really good, but the second game was so good, it made the third game look easy. Is crazy. The second game was amazing. Like, that team, and they said something weird to me in the in-game chat. They said ES team. ES team. I don't have a clue what that means. No idea. But they were a 4-man swift for sure. They didn't realize that I was sheriff around them there parts. It was high noon at the OK Corral, and Gene Hackman was in town. It's just like what Leo said. Golly, that was fast. And then he died. That's what the team said. You guys like that movie, The Quick and the Dead? I love that movie. I might watch it today. Game number 230. Let's go. Win, lose, or draw. I know, Kitty Poo. You just want to get loved on. You just such a good Kiki. Yes, you are. You just such a good Kiki. Last game. Let's go. I'm hyped. I'm hyped because after this stream, I'm going to go watch Mr. Llama. He's having a exclusive with Blizzard right now. And they're telling his stream what the next patch is going to look like. And they're fixing the classes. They're fixing skills. They're adding new rune words. They're doing everything we ever could have wanted with Diablo 2 Resurrected. And yes, some players are angry about it. I could care less. Like, so what? Go play original Diablo 2. Like, I am so excited for this patch coming. I am so excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. Demo, 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 demo. Let's go. Will this be the team that ends the streak? If I can make it to 250, I would be completely satisfied. If I can make it to 500, I would be blown away. But if I make it to 1,000, for the rest of my life until the day I die, I'm going to proudly pronounce to everybody that'll listen that I am the greatest Demogorgon who ever played Dead by Daylight. Mark my words. Whew, don't worry. The chances of me getting that far are like 0. Based upon the quality of team I faced this morning, I always told you guys, 15 out of 100 games you play are against extremely high quality teams, no matter what your MMR is. And we hit that 1.5% game today. We hit that 1.5% team, and they were amazing. They were amazing, but Brother Love was on point. Let's go. Last game of the day. And then I'm going to do a short discussion. It's going to be boring, but I like statistics. I want to talk a little bit about what I've discovered in the last 41 days of playing Dead by Daylight, statistically. It'll be very boring, but it's just for YouTube content. Got to put in that effort. Got to make multiple videos a day. Let's go. I think this is the second time we played this map today. Hey, how you doing, my little win condition? How's it going? Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Ha You cannot possibly get a better start than that. It literally is not possible to get a better start. And I really don't have to do anything else for the rest of the game. I just have to guard her hook. That's it. Don't care about Bill, but I'll hook him anyway. That's my little win condition over there. Bill's just insurance. The fact that nobody came to save her makes me very happy. Tiny bubbles in my wine makes me happy, makes me feel fine. I don't know, but I've been told Alpha Company, you're mighty bold. Let's go. Hey, what's up? I don't think so. I don't think so. You touching my things, that's a no-no. How dare you? The sheer temerity. I shall have you horsewhipped. That's from the Count of Monte Cristo. He did not have the guy horsewhipped. Yeah, when I'm injured, that's what I like to do too. Is run straight for the unhook. That's the winning play. That's Hey, what do you know? What do you know? All good things to those who wait. I kind of want to put him on a scourge hook because we might get to see where the last survivor is. I didn't see his body, so he might have been here, but he's not here now. Well. Look for scratch marks. We just take it nice and slow. We're not in a rush. This is why Deerstalker is so powerful when you're trying to get a 4K. Jake, what you doing, brother? Is Jake just AFK, guys? Is he just AFK? He's not coming for the unhook. And I don't see him coming for the save either. For the pickup. Well, so you're telling me that he had not touched that generator until after the hook. Really? Really? Well, at least you got a generator done. Good job, buddy. I don't think so. I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. So you want me to dance around and degrade myself for your amusement? Yeah! Homie, don't play that. I don't think so. Of course! Of course! Of course our... Is that our second code? It's like our second code, isn't it? I'm just gonna set him down. I don't care. I'm lazy. I've ever told you guys how lazy I am. I'm like so lazy. It's not even funny. Bruh, I don't even care. I'll let this guy wiggle off, and I'll find you when you complete the next generator. I just don't care. Literally. Could care less. Think I saw a bird fly off over here. We're gonna have to let him wiggle off, guys. This guy's he's not coming for the save. We're gonna have to let him wiggle off and find the other survivor. That's what we're gonna have to do. Yep. We do not want to have a draw. Let's see, I got 6 portals. How many generators are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Perfect number of generators left. Yep. Brother Love ain't trying to get a draw. Brother Love's trying to get the 4K. We can't help it that there was a 4% in the game. That's nothing can be done about that. How come killers don't get a 4% and just automatically kill a survivor when we hook them? Why don't we get a 4%? Like every time you hook a survivor, there's a 4% chance it just instantly kills them. Why don't we get that? It's only fair, right? I don't see why not. Okay, you're way over there. This is gonna be the guy. This is gonna be Leon, right? Oh no, it's not Leon. It's Kobe. I got bad news for you, Kobe. There's only one Kobe. And you ain't it. We respect the Kobe in this room. Best way to respect Kobe Bryant is keep his jersey retired. There's Leon. Hey, this is a GG. Hey Leon, what's up, homie? And all's well that ends well. Yeah, I've already had one draw this entire streak. I don't want another one. It's really the last thing I want. Hey, Beer Pong Beach. God bless you. I hope you're having a great day. GG's. This is the last game of the stream. But I am going to do a little discussion segment on statistics I gathered from the last 41 days of playing Dead by Daylight. Gotta make some YouTube content. God bless you. I hope you're having a beautiful day. You know the thing I like about you, Beer Pong, is not only do you have excellent taste in music, but you are always so hyped in your stream when you're playing the game. You are always so hyped, and I love that about you. But that was game number 230. We got our 10Ks for the day. I'm gonna hit the be right back screen, so I'll know when to make the edit. Let me set the timer real quick for 30 seconds. Give it 30 seconds so I can see it in the edit. And then I'm going to make a discussion video called Demogorgon.